Welcome to Buzz Around the Globe. Are Indians being hired to fight for Russia in the Ukraine war? It seems YouTubers are luring young but poor Indians to Russia for a job on the front lines, but then they are being pushed into active combat role. An apple farmer, an airline caterer, and out-of-work graduate are among the Indian nationals hired by Moscow with the help of recruiters around the world for the Russian army in Ukraine. 2 years into the war, and tens of thousands of Russian soldiers have died in Ukraine. And Moscow is now on a global quest for more combatants, sometimes with the assistance, either it could be complicit or oblivious, of informal intermediaries. These informal recruiters promise a lot of money for non-fighting work, but it seems these recruits have unknowingly put their lives in danger. An Indian translator working in a military recruitment center in Moscow told AFP that his facility was one of a network across Russia. He said every major city has a recruitment center where foreign nationals are processed. He had personally overseen the enlistment of between 70 to 100 Indian citizens. He added that the number of Nepali hires was significantly higher. Some Indian recruits told AFP they were promised non-combatant roles, but they were trained to use Kalashnikov assault rifles and other weapons also before being sent to Ukraine. And a Russian language defense ministry contract seen by the AFP refers to military service in the armed forces of the Russian Federation with a requirement to participate in hostilities and serve the Russian people without limit. India is a long-standing ally of Russia, which has shied away from explicit condemnation of the invasion of Ukraine. Analysts say Russian efforts to target recruits from India are just one facet of a global recruitment drive alongside a vast campaign at home. AFP spoke to 5 Indians recruited to join the Russian war efforts. All of them said they had responded to social media videos promoting jobs as army helpers for salaries of around $1,200 a month. None had prior military experience. Now, these clips were posted by a Dubai-based recruitment agent, Faisal Khan, who has a presence on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as Baba Vlogs. In one video, Khan walks down a street in Russia, St. Petersburg, spelling out the offer. Pay him $3,600 and get a job as a helper in the Russian army. You don't have to fight, is what Faisal claims in his videos. He says all you have to do is to clear demolished buildings, look after armories, and after your year of service, you'll be eligible for permanent residence. In no time, he says that he received an avalanche of inquiries from India. By his own account, he facilitated 16 Indian passport holders to go to Russia in November and December, most from India and some from Dubai as well. In a subsequent conversation, he said he had been taken aback when recruits were issued weapons and when reports began coming in of bodies being sent back.
तो मेरे को लगा बेसिक ट्रेनिंग रहेगी, आप लोगों को बताया जाएगा कहाँ से दूर रहो, किस चीज से दूर रहो, आपको क्या काम करना है, क्या नहीं काम करना है, इस तरीके का। लेकिन लोगों को गन दिया तो मेरे को भी थोड़ा ताज्जुब हो गया। बाकी फिर क्या ये हो गया कि वहाँ से हम लोग ने पूरा काम रोक दिया, स्टॉप कर दिया, और उसके बाद फिर चीज़ें और ख़राब हुई जब उन लोगों ने ये बोला कि हमको कैंप से कैंप भेजा जा रहा है, यहाँ से शिफ्ट किया जा रहा है, आगे से रिपोर्ट आ रही है कि आगे से लोग की डेड बॉडी आ रही है, कोई इंजर्ड होके आ रहा है। तो ये सारी सिचुएशन के अंदर हम लोग ने फुल स्टॉप लगा दिया।
But his St. Petersburg video headlined Russia Army Jobs has remained online. Several of these recruits AFP spoke to have shared pictures of themselves in military fatigues with their families back home. AFP geolocated many of the images to a Russian military facility near Moscow. One of the Indians said he had fled after beginning basic training. Sheikh Mohammad Tahir from Ahmedabad in Gujarat traveled to Moscow in December, and he later fled from there.
मुश्किल इस चीज़ की थी, डर इस बात का था कि आज नहीं तो कल हमको जैसे हमारी ट्रेनिंग ख़त्म होती है हमको बॉर्डर पे जाना है और बॉर्डर पे हमारी जान का 110% खतरा है। और हमने कमांडर को पहले ही पूछ लिया था, तो कमांडर को हमने पूछा था कि हमारा वापस आने के चांसेस कितने हैं, तो कमांडर ने बोल दिया था कि 10-10% भी नहीं है। तब से हमको पता चल गया था कि हमको एक बार हम बॉर्डर पर चले जाते तो वहाँ पर वापस आना नामुमकिन है, क्योंकि हमारे से पहले भी काफ़ी लोग आगे बंदे जा चुके थे जो इंजर्ड होकर वहाँ से वापस आते थे। वो हमको एक ही बात बोलते थे कि आप आगे मत जाना। उसने वहाँ पे कॉल करके बात की, उसने बोला इस तरह से इसके फ्रॉड हुआ है, तो उसने काफ़ी सारे आर्मी वाले कमांडर को मेरे लिए कन्विंस किया, उन्होंने मेरे लिए फिर उन्होंने मेरे पासपोर्ट अरेंज करा के दिया, फिर उन्होंने मुझे वहाँ से निकलवाया।
Neither Russia or Ukraine will say how many foreigners are serving in their militaries or how many they are holding as prisoners of war. Moscow is believed to have hired thousands of foreign combatants, hundreds of them from India's poverty-stricken neighbor, Nepal. The Foreign Ministry in India has confirmed some Indian citizens have signed up for support jobs with the Russian army, without specifying whether they were combat roles or not. It said several had been discharged as a result of its interventions with the Russian authorities, but families of the recruits say they were tricked. Mohammad Imran, who is a trader in Hyderabad, has not heard from his 30-year-old younger brother for nearly 2 months. Mohammad Asfan had last called from the southern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don to say that he has been deployed to the front lines. He claims that one of the boys who was with him and managed to escape told him that his brother has been wounded by a bullet.
They asked him to send passport and everything. They send details how it's work. They charge per person for 3 lakh rupees. Who Baba blocks and those things. And they give assurance they work for only military helper, not for any armed force. But they not recruit as a helper, they recruit as a armed force. And they are now in Russia. After Russia, they have a training for military training, and after that they went for Ukraine. Now presently all are in Ukraine frontline zone. They make an agreement without knowing. They don't have any knowledge about Russian language and what going on there. Just agent asked him to signature. They 3 people signed that agreement.
All of these people who went to the war-torn areas went so that they could offer a better life to their families. And now their families don't know whether they are even alive or not. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section. And for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.